Hey fam, happy 4th of July. I know I've been away for a while, but I'm just going to jump right into it. Since my last vlog, so much has happened. I ended up meeting S on June 20th. Oh, yes, I did. I got myself up. I got out of my funk. I washed up. I put my all pink on. I said my prayers. I went to my Oshun, Hathor, and Yemaya shrine, and I was on it. And I went out to meet S. Because something in me said, you know what, Elle? Go meet S. I did it. And it was one of the best things that I could have ever done for myself. I did a reading before I met S. And the reading said, stand up for yourself. Stop being afraid. So that's what I did. I stood up for myself and I went. And I met S. And it was absolutely fabulous. We had like a 5-hour conversation. It was so great. And I found out so much information that I want to share with you all. So this is how it goes. I met with S. We went over. We went through the initial energy blending, bouncing off of each other, tension type of thing, and she mentioned that my tone of voice was different when I spoke to her earlier on the 20th before we met. And I was very honest with her. Yes, my tone was different because I'm feeling like there's something else going on. Like maybe his ego is rubbing off on you. And she was like, you know what? That could possibly be true. And we went on to speak about it. And our energies really love each other. So we were able to get over that. We were able to share our journeys with each other, our what our plans are, what we've been doing, how we have been growing, how we intend on continuing to grow and serve other people. And it was it was like a really great 5-hour meeting. It was like I was meeting up with one of my girlfriends I hadn't seen for years, and we were talking. And we also expressed that to each other also. Um, and during our meeting, Beloved was in the process of going through shamanic spiritual experience. He expressed to both of us that he was going to take some type of shamanic drug that would open him up and let him see himself for who he is, or go on some type of spiritual trip. I'm not sure if you all know about it. I can't remember the name of the liquid that he was taking, or the root that it came from, or the herb that it came from, but he expressed to both S and I that he would be experiencing this and taking this journey on the 20th, which was the same day that I met with S. Now, he expressed it to S because S is the individual who took over the Reiki clinic that I initially went to become attuned in Kundalini and Gold Reiki. So I like, if you have not listened to any of or watched any of my prior vlogs, um, S took over the Reiki clinic. I reached out to S to see if she needed assistance. Beloved has been assisting S. Now when I before I went to meet S said some foolishness to me like, "Oh, Beloved's wife is gorgeous." And I was feeling a way about it. So I was apprehensive to meet her, but I got myself up and I went out and met her with all of my Oshun up in me. I was like, yeah, I'm going to meet her. And it was it was it was an absolutely beautiful interaction with S. We had decided to stay in contact and uh, stay connected, and that's exactly what we have been doing. We have met each other once a week since June 20th, and we text each other, we email each other. I am helping her outside of the attunements and the Reiki clinic. She does want my assistance with the attunements and the clinic, but she understands what's going on, because I did explain to her. She understands what has been going on with Beloved and myself. Now, Beloved, S is Beloved's Reiki Master. She's not my Reiki Master, but she is a Reiki Master, just like I'm a Reiki Master. But he has been attuned by her, and he has been assisting her. So I went through the whole story because we were explaining to and talking to each other about our journey, and he's a big part of my journey. So of course I had to speak about him, and she got it. Like she really got it. She is not too familiar about on twin flames and their energy and the mission and all of that stuff, but she is familiar with twin flames, and she just didn't. She wasn't of an understanding. Well, if he knows that he's your flame, why is he married to somebody else? And that was part. That's a huge part of it. Like when you're a flame with somebody, it's it's crazy. There's no textbook definition of how what kind of relationship you have. It's about letting go of your ego, loving yourself, and coming to terms with who you are. And if you do even want it, I'm not even sure if he wants to do I don't be aware of this energy. So I explained that to her also. A lot of times twins are aware, but they're just like, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand because they're very new to it. It's a very challenging energy to I can't even describe it, but I know that you all who are twins know what I'm saying. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. I feel like this opportunity that I have as a twin is phenomenal, but I am also of an understanding that because I'm in this 3D form, it's a choice. I have the choice whether or not I'm going to follow the path and figure out what my mission is, or be like, okay, that's just what it is, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't like. There's other things for me to do. I don't. But it's a choice. So I've explained to her as much as I possibly could about the energy and the mission and the flames and all of that other stuff. And she was like, oh, okay, she's of understanding. She is psychic as well, and she has gifts as well as I do. She has expressed that she has not developed her gifts to the level that I have developed my gifts, or to the level she thinks I've developed my gifts to, which is really sweet. And but she is able to see auras. She sees her third eye. She gets messages like all of us do. She might not, believe the messages, just like I go through it also. So we spoke like that, like real people that cared about each other, and I really loved that about S. And we both decided that we need to stay close to each other because we realize that we do have a connection and we are supposed to help each other. So at the end of our 5-hour conversation, hold on one second. My SUN has walked into the room. He's awake too. He doesn't want to, like really deal with the fact that he's awake. Like he manipulates his own energy. He astral projects. What are you doing?
I'm about to get a ginger ale.
One for Granny. A ginger ale for Granny. And what else? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to do an attunement. Get him a ginger ale for Granny. I'm trying to get him to get attuned and everything, but he just doesn't want to. Oh my God, he's so powerful. It's unbelievable. But he's another story. I'm sorry that he interrupted us. So let me get back to S and Beloved. So at the end, we went through everything, and it was just like, oh God, I just absolutely love S. And S was like, oh my goodness, I'm just so happy for meeting you, Lorraine. I'm just so happy that we could have this meeting, And she spoke to the two individuals who originally attuned me. She was like, I told them that I was reaching out to you, and they just absolutely love you and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, this is just like something that was so meant to be. I'm so happy that I got over my ego and went to meet you. And at the beginning of our conversation, she said, please, I want you to tell me if I'm ever ego tripping, or if you feel something, please don't hesitate to tell me. And I told her, don't worry, I will. I don't bite my tongue, but I want you to do the same thing. And that's when I said to her, I spoke to Beloved, and he seems like he's ego tripping. And then in our text messages, it seemed like his energy was rubbing off on you. And I did not want to, I was feeling a way about it, and I expressed that to her. I was definitely feeling a way about it, but I didn't want that to stop me from meeting you. So, we spoke about that, and it was just like really surreal because she was open enough and awake enough to understand that it is possible for somebody's energy to rub off on another person. And before I even said that, she had mentioned to me that sometimes I'm egotistical. And I was like, you know what? We all are. We all go through that. But now that we have each other, we could help each other with that, because that's part of our growth. That's part of our spiritual growth, not being as egotistical as we normally are, because now we realize that we are light as well as this denseness. So it's a struggle, it's a challenge that both of us face, but we are aware of it, and now that we're aware of it, we are free enough to help each other with it. And that was so great, fam. That was like such a burden lifted off of my chest, because I felt like he had, like, his energy was like around her, and she was just like, oh yeah, always talking to me about beloved and all of the wonderful things and his wife and this and that. And I was like, really? That's how I initially felt. But then when we spoke about it, I was like, okay, I can understand. He's a newbie. It's like he's a spiritual vampire, like a baby spiritual vampire. Not like he absorbs everything or wants to take everybody's spiritual blood, but it's just that that's how strong he is at this point, and he doesn't realize it because he's so new to everything. So I talked to her about everything that I had been experiencing, with regards to him doing the crystal, candle, and chant work. I told her about how I've always felt like this darker energy had been surrounding he and I, and how I expressed it to him, and how I know who it is. And I was frank with her. I was very frank. I said, I know it's his wife who is this darker energy that has a more powerful influence on him, but he doesn't realize it. And it's not for me to tell him. It's not for me to connect the dots for him. It's not for me to lay out anything. It's not for me to give him any more information about anything. And she was like, yeah, I could see that, because he's really new. He's very powerful. He has this charisma to him whereby everybody wants to be around him, and all of this other stuff. And I was like, yeah. So we went on to talk. It was, like I said, it was a great conversation, great learning experience, beautiful connection between her and I. The conversation finally ended after 5 hours of talking. And as we were outside talking, she spoke really, really frankly. She said, I wasn't sure if I should tell you this, but after our conversation, I feel very comfortable with speaking with you. I know that your energy is I know that your intentions and your energy are pure. I could see, she said she saw my aura. There was yellow around me, yellowish gold and purple. We both felt um, Archangel Michael around us. We both felt at the same point something was happening in our hearts. Like, we felt like a tug in our heart, and it was crazy, because when I had felt it, I was like, wait a minute, I gotta wait for a minute. I felt dizzy. I thought that I was gonna pass out, and she had felt the same thing in her chest. And we thought that it was because beloved was taking this drug and experiencing this, and we have been around his energy, so we were also affected, but we don't know what it was. We just understand now that there's a connection between S and I, and whatever it is, it's a really strong connection. So we were outside talking, ending up the conversation, and she spoke frankly to me about some information she found out about my beloved. And um, the information can be startling to some people, can be scary to some people, but to me, it's more like, okay, that's what is really going on. And that's what I felt, but I just couldn't pinpoint what it was. Now, it's explained to me that she's also a yoga teacher, so she's multifaceted when it comes to spirituality, which is really, really cool, because, like I said, it's like she was like, you need to do yoga, you need to stop reading all of the books that you, if you can see behind me, those are books that I read. Like, I have books all over the place that I print out and I read, and it seems like I'm reading the same thing, and everybody tells me, even the readings that I do on myself, stop all of the reading. You know all of the information. Like, stop it. Like, you're an encyclopedia of spiritual knowledge. Use that knowledge. Put action to it. And that's what one of my challenges are. Me taking the knowledge that I know and actually working with it. But I have started, like, remember I told you that a spiritual attack from Beloved, I went at it. And I'm still doing stuff. So she said to me, there's two psychics in my attunement with Beloved, and they're very open. And one of the psychics in particular expressed to us that she needs to be aware of and observant of my Beloved, because he has a crack in his aura. And S expressed to me that a couple of times Beloved tried to take over the her attunements, and that she initially said, I feel like he's, a decent person, very charismatic, something about him that attracts people to him. But there's something else. She said there's something else about him, about Beloved. I'm just not sure. And then when one of the two psychics in her class, expressed the crack in his aura, she was like, oh, okay. And the psychic said, beware of him, because his intention is to take all of your knowledge and all of your information and make it his own. Now that to me falls back in line with me feeling like he's very egotistical. Right? Cool. And I expressed that to S as well. And both of us had put 5 and 5 together to get the 10. And we were like, that is what's happening. Because of the crack in his aura, he's on the fence. And he's so new to everything, he doesn't realize that there is a lower energy that has investment in him, which is his wife. And she's working, doing whatever she's doing. And she was doing this stuff before she even met him. Like, this is in her family history. Let me just make this clear. It is not that she's doing this stuff just because of him. Her family has always been doing this stuff. She has her own issues to deal with. And then when Beloved came involved in it, he has this bright light. And I'm sure one day he's going to do a vlog with me, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Anybody that is around Beloved wants to always keep him. And she will do any and everything in her power to make sure that her investment is where her investment should be. And I'm not speaking badly about her, but I'm just speaking the truth. Anybody would do that, and it's not just with Beloved. They would do that with any of their investments. And I want to stress this to you, because when I speak about his wife, it's not on the jealousy type. It's more along the lines of, I know that this woman, just like me, has done things and has been into certain aspects of spirituality before she even met Beloved. And I will say the same thing about me. I have been into Wicca. I've been into the moon. I've been into spells. I've been into candles. I've done conjure bags. I've done all types of stuff outside of Beloved. Before I even met Beloved, I had been attracted to, interested in, and done research on, and have actively participated in certain things like this. And when I say that, I say that for you to understand that when I speak about her and her history and what she may or may not do, it has nothing to do with the fact, a very small part of it has something to do with the fact that the two of them are married. But I want you to understand a greater part of the fact is that is her history. That is who she is. As a woman that has her family line, the family line that she has, and this is all my feeling, and my feeling about this has been verified. Because of her family line, her family has always been doing this. They always protect what's theirs. They always protect the men that they want. And that's just the monster of the beast. And I am of an understanding of that. But many other people are not of an understanding. And I wanted to clarify that. Now, her investment in him is a personal investment. you damn skippy, it's a personal investment, and she's going to do everything and anything in her power. So whatever she did before I came into play is already there. She may be getting extra help now that she may feel like there's something else going on, but it doesn't necessarily have to do anything with me personally. And I want you all to understand that. It does not necessarily have anything to do with me personally. It has to do with her protecting her investment, which is my beloved. So S confirmed that this is the same thing. She's feeling the same thing. She gets the same impression. It's not so much the stuff that my beloved is doing, it's more so the hand that his wife has in it. And she's more powerful, and she deals with more of the darker, controlling type, manipulative type energies. And that is what I am feeling and have been feeling. And that is the reason why um, I'm getting these impressions, because he's around her, and her energy is on him, his energy is on her. So yeah, I definitely, I always knew that she played a major role in this darkness that is around him, but it's not my place to say anything. It's I tried to once. He didn't get the message, and I was informed by spirit and other individuals and energies that this is just not my place. He's gonna have to figure this one out on his own. Like, it's not my place to say anything. And the crazy thing about all of this, fam, is that the spirit would always there with you, always supporting you, always guiding you, always giving you messages and information. You just have to be open and aware and want to hear and get the messages. And I say that because I have met with S, like I said, every week since June 20th. And in the last meeting with her, which was this Wednesday, she expressed to me some stuff about beloved. Now, S will bring up beloved in our conversation, and the conversation is not about beloved. And I think she got the feeling that I'm not meeting you to get a report. Like, I'm not being undercover, underhanded, undermining. Let me connect with you so I could get his energy and read what's happening. I'm connecting with you because I want to be of service, and I think that you can help me be of service. You could help me, accomplish the goals that I would like, some of the goals that I would like to accomplish. And I'm of the impression that she does get that. She does get that from me, but I also of the impression that she may think that, maybe she wants to also hear about what's happening with beloved, but I don't. I don't, because I already know what's happening with beloved. So when I met with S on Wednesday, and my computer is going to tell me that it's 2 o'clock soon, so please don't mind. When I met with S on Wednesday, she was like, I hope you don't mind me talking. Here is my SUN again.
I'll link up with my friends. I'll be right back.
She was like, I hope you don't mind me talking to you about beloved. He's progressing greatly, and everybody at the fire department likes him because he's a firefighter. And he has to do the whole thing over. That's another story, but that's just not my business. And what else does she say? And he's not happy. He's going through something. I know I can tell that his soul is longing for you, and he's not happy where he is. I'm like, what, you are expecting me to do backflips right now? Or that's not what I want. I want him to be happy, because I know that when he's happy, I'm happy. Yes, I do want him to be like, oh, L, I'm so, I didn't realize, blah, blah, blah. But hello, that's not realistic. That's just not realistic. And even if he does, fam, let me explain something to you. Even when he does, because I know he will get to that time, it's not like he and I are going to be, it doesn't miraculously happen like that. It just doesn't. It does not happen like that. So I'm still like, okay, so why are you telling me this stuff? Like, I didn't meet with you to hear an update on Beloved, but I just listen to the information that is given to me, and I store it in my memory chest. I know you know what I mean. So yeah, so that's so the, my beloved has a crack in his aura, and he can go either way. He doesn't know about it. Fam, when I found this out, I was just like, I can't even be bothered with this. Like, I got my own problems. I can't be bothered with the fact that he has a crack in his aura. I know that okay, now I'm happy that I know exactly what's going on. What am I supposed to do? Like, I got my own issues to deal with. And I hate to sound selfish, but what am I really supposed to do about that? I pray, I hope that he decides to follow the light, but in the grand scheme of all of this, this is his choice. This it's like a choice he has to make. He doesn't even want to understand the energetic
It's 2
connection.
o'clock.
See, I told you. He doesn't even want to understand the energetic connection that we're experiencing. How am I supposed to tell him, or what? It's not even my responsibility to tell him anything. Like, what am I supposed to do about this? I know that as a twin, it's my responsibility to do something. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to protect us. It hasn't been working. What else am I supposed to do? Like, I'm really stuck here. So I have been of the mind frame ever since this attack happened to me that I need to just focus on me. I took down my protection shrine that I had for he and I, and my plan is this weekend to build it up again, all new, a protection shrine just for me. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I cleaned off that shrine, it was dirty. I'm talking about dirty. No, I'm talking about, like, I wiped it down several times with a white cloth, and the white cloth was black. That is how much dark is surrounding him. What am I supposed to do about that? What can I possibly do about that? I have been trying my hardest. Like, I've been trying. What else am I supposed to do? I need some help on this one, fam, for real. Is it my responsibility to do something? I'm doing something for myself. I'm thinking that maybe the stuff that I'm doing for me is definitely rubbing off on him. But is it my responsibility to do anything else other than what I'm already doing? I don't know. This is one that I just don't know, fam. I really need your help with it. Um, I'm continuing with all of the stuff that I'm doing. I'm feel like I'm overcoming the challenges that I'm facing, but like this is really at the back of my mind. I know for myself that I have dealt in the dark. In this lifetime, I've dealt in the dark. I know I have, and I'm of the mind frame that's like, if I've done it, I'm gonna admit it. If I did it, I can't be afraid to admit it, because the only person I sleep with is myself. When I look in the mirror, I look at myself. Although Beloved told me that he looked in the mirror once and he saw this dark entity. But anyway, I want to be responsible for myself. Am I scared? Yeah, because um, I've done some not nice things to people. Yeah, I'm definitely scared. Do I want to resolve the issues and the quote unquote karma? I definitely do. I want to resolve it. Not so much for the other person, but for myself. Because this is my soul. This is my soul's journey. I don't want to hurt other people, intentionally or unintentionally. I don't want to deal in the dark. I know that my darker side has so much power, and I am able to tap into it when I need to protect myself. I know that my darker side has blended with my light side to make me to help make me the person that I am and the spirit that I am. I know that the rest of the darkness in me is definitely going to be brought to the light. Um, but that's me. That's my realization. That's my perspective. Is it my responsibility to tell this to my beloved? I really don't know. I'm lost on this one. I still feel him. I still think about him. But his life is also his responsibility. It's not my responsibility, is it? I don't know, fam. So, and the crazy thing is today is his wedding anniversary, and I would think that I would feel bad, but I don't feel bad. Like I'm not gonna front. I love beloved. I'm not gonna front. There's no frontation going on here. I love him, and I want him happy. I know that his happiness is not found within me, and that's fine. I'm okay with that today. I'm not saying that I might or might not feel the same way tomorrow, but right now I'm okay with it. Humanly, I'm okay with it. Spiritually, I know what's going on. And that's all of the steps that we all have to take, whether we are with or without our beloved. It's a lot about ego, like I was saying. Some of us understand what's going on, some of us don't understand, some of us don't even want to we don't even want to think about it because we don't want to take responsibility for ourselves. And it's all about what part of your journey you're at. You know, everything happens for a reason. We are where we are supposed to be. Let's just put it like that. He is where he is supposed to be. And who am I to tell him that he's not or try to make him see that he should be someplace else? Like who am I? Just his beloved who's on the same path of learning and understanding and being aware. I don't know any more than anybody else does. I'm just doing these vlogs to share. It's obvious that what I have told him in the past he doesn't believe, so he's going to have to experience things for himself until he is of a belief and or understanding of whatever it is that he's experiencing. But I'm still like stuck. Like I contemplate, like I know that he has this crack. What am I supposed to do? I don't feel good about the fact that he has the crack. That bothers me. It's like I prefer to have the crack instead of him. Um, yeah, but I know I can't take that away from him. That's just something that he has to deal with. I pray and I hope that he makes the right decision. But what can I do, fam? Except for continue doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna put some websites at the bottom to remind you all of places that you need to go to get some protection, learn about different modalities of protection, read up on the forecast, the energetic forecast. We just went through a full moon that was absolutely beautiful. It was just like so beautiful in the sky. Did you all see it? It was so beautiful. We're still in the energy of the full moon, which is the catalyst for change. One of the biggest catalysts for change is stop pretending to be something that you're not. Yeah. Um, especially today, it is. Let's see. I'm trying to find it now. If it will pop up for me. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. That's super interesting. Okay. So, yeah, it won't pop up for me to share this info with you. Anyway, it's raining outside where I am in New York, and I absolutely love the rain, fam. So I'm so happy that I was able to share this info with you, and I want you all to know, all you twin flames out there that have been following my vlog, um, I'm not an expert. I'm going through this just like you all are going through it. There's no textbook rules. There's no textbook path. There's no textbook nothing, because this is about energy. That you can't define energy in a textbook. Energy is constantly flowing, constantly moving, constantly changing. And I feel like we also have to do the same. I wanted to share that with you so that you know I'm not an expert. Oh gosh, sorry for the music.
Sometimes I just ride
My
around.
computer's like all crazy. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm just here to share in hopes that what I experience will help you all understand what you all might be going through. It's a minute by minute, second by second thing. And it's one thing to be in the moment, but it's one thing to be, it's a completely different thing to be aware and in the moment. And that's what I wish for all of you, to be aware and in the moment, and to understand that there could be a plethora of different challenges, issues, roadblocks that your beloved is going through that is preventing them from understanding, being open to, being aware of what's going on. You will definitely feel it. But I don't know if it's your responsibility to do anything. I don't know. I know that it is your responsibility, and just like it's my responsibility to figure out who you are and what's going on with you, and to establish a stronger relationship with your guides and with God. That's the only real way that I could possibly see him overcoming this. Like, if I just focus on me and focus on my relationship with my guides and the ascended masters and illuminated beings who are watching over me, my angels, my Reiki spirit guides, my twin flame spirit guides, the archangels, and God. That's the only way I could um, I think that I could help him, is if I focus on me and all of those energies. Other than that, I'm lost on this one. Maybe y'all can help me. I'm like completely lost. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna end this off because it's raining and I really want to go outside. I like absolutely love the rain. I'm gonna go outside with my puppy, with my hellhound. And one day you all are gonna meet my puppy Star. She's so beautiful. I'm gonna do some vlogs outside. So I just wanted to share this with you. And if something is happening with your beloved, it's not the end of the world. It's like, come on, like you all are we're always connected to our beloveds. Always, 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 always. So regardless of what they're doing on this level, understand that you all are working on the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8D. Like, and that is what is really important, to make sure that you all are connected and doing your work on those levels, because what's happening in the 3D is not real. Like, all of this stuff is not real. It is so not real. It's a way to draw our attention away from what is real. That is real. What I just said is real. So yeah, go outside and get some rain if it's raining by you. The rain is like a spiritual cleanser. Go out and get some rain. Maybe the rain will give me some answers, and I'll come back and do another vlog telling you what the rain told me. Who knows? But I just wanted to share this with you. Yeah. And don't forget to check below, because I'm going to give you some links to tools. So thanks for putting up with me babbling. I love y'all. Happy 4th of July. Catch you later.